Impressions of the David Wood, Alex O'Connor debate.
Uh-oh.
You guys didn't know we hosted an amazing debate. I think it's coming out this Friday. I want to know, those of you guys that saw it, what was your guys' impressions? Okay? Those of you guys that saw it, what was your guys' impressions? And by the way, those of you guys that wanted virtual tickets the day of, you snooze, you lose. We tried to tell you guys, get your virtual tickets. Those of you guys that were in the room, I want to know what your guys' impressions was in the room. Okay, here's the thing about debate culture. And I love JP, and I love my brothers and sisters, God Logic, all those guys like that. I think all of that is great. But the debate culture and the debate bros who just do informal debates online and are expecting an informal debate, this is not what you're going to get. I don't think, personally, informal debates are the most helpful. I think you either should have, like, good faith discussions, which God Logic and Jacob, the Mormon cat, did. And I watched that and I was fire. Or you need to have a formal debate. Here's what made this debate different. One, it was a formal debate. We agreed on terms ahead of time. 20-minute openings, 12-minute first rebuttal rounds, 6-minute second rebuttal rounds.
Wearing a suit.
In a suit. David Wood came with slides. Alex did new slides. I didn't know why he didn't do slides. So you're talking about a formal debate. That means you actually got to have an argument and a framework that you're walking people through. Two, there was a relational aspect to the debate that was very intentional. Meaning, if you're going into debate and there's bad blood and you're angry at each other, or you don't like each other, like that, it could have went that way. Right? It could have went that way because of the debate getting pushed and because of some of the behind the scenes stuff. It could have went really left. But Alex got there early. David got there a day early. They ended up hanging out, having lunch together. We got Alex a birthday cake, birthday present. Samaje Rand got him a fire kit from the Guitar Center. We got him a book. We're singing happy birthday to him. The energy and the vibe of the event was one that was so welcoming to Alex. So by the time Alex comes out there and I introduce him, Alex gets a louder applause than David would.
Everyone knows. I think everyone knows that, like, they're very grateful for Alex for pulling up in enemy territory
on his birthday weekend.
It's just crazy.
So here's my impressions of the debate. Alex gets a warmer reception.
Yes.
Unequivocally, he goes out there. He's funny. David's funny too, but Alex goes out there and he opens with, what did he open with?
He opens with, he's like, "Good evening, everybody," or as we say in the UK, "Assalamu alaikum." And that was also right after David Wood made a joke about the UK being super Muslim or whatever. So it was really, really, really funny.
It was really funny. And then he made a joke to, like, waking up to the sound of
so he said
he's screaming.
So he said, you know, he's like, as you all know, there's Legoland right outside here. So I woke up this morning to the sound of kids screaming on a roller coaster, which reminded me to read the Old Testament. I was like, yo.
And the crowd is they're just eating it up.
They just went, oh. I mean, it's all Christians, but they're like, that was funny.
And then he goes, guys, this is too easy. Guys, this is too easy.
This is too easy.
Yeah. So he's like, just, Alex is a really interesting guy because he's high charisma.
Yeah.
But when you get to know him, he's just a guy. Like, he's just a cool dude. He's a good hang. Then the debate starts. They go into opening statements. I think David had a much better opening statement. David Wood had slides. David Wood made a very coherent argument. I'm not going to tell you guys what the argument is. You got to tune in for the debate on Friday.
Come on.
David's rebuttal was good because he went back to slides. And he started engaging with Alex's point. Alex's second rebuttal was good. I forgot what it was, but it was a good second rebuttal. So his second 6-minute rebuttal was really good. And then when we went into cross-examination, now it wasn't so that was the thing. It was 30 minutes of open dialogue. Now, I don't know if Alex did this intentionally, but Alex just dominated the open dialogue, right? So from one standpoint—
as far as asking questions?
Yeah, he just kept pressing Wood, and we got into minutia. Yeah, we got into minutia, we got in the weeds. And the agreement was, hey, at 15 minutes, we'll stop and see if the other person wants to ask some questions. So I just kind of let Alex rock, and then I let him go over. And then I'm glad I did, because I said, hey, at 20 minutes in, I said, hey, David, like, we've been letting Alex ask questions. Do you want to then engage and you ask him some questions? And David was like, no. Now, the way this is going to look on the surface is that, like, Alex is dominating.
Yeah.
Because he's driving the conversation.
Yep.
But if you actually listen to what's being said, and David is answering all of his questions.
Yeah, and he had an answer for everything.
He had an answer for everything, and at some point goes, and a couple points goes, well, Alex, you're making a great argument for me when you say blah, 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 blah. And like the crowd is laughing.
Yeah. Like he's just like, give me whatever you got, and I'll just.
Yeah, he was cool with just give me whatever you got.
I'll answer it, and I might even flip it for my advantage.
Yeah, and so Wood, even though it felt like Alex was leaning in, Wood controlled the cross-examination because he just was like a ninja, just like all the questions were easily answered. So then they go into closing statements. They both make good closing statements. I thought those were fine. Where it really was interesting, and shout out to Ray Rock, okay? Every session we had, we did Q&A.
Okay.
But this is the thing. Q&As can get really chaotic if you're not curating. Now, the thing is, Alex and David both wanted live Q&As, which I think was a great call.
Yeah.
But when you do live Q&As, you're opening up to grandstanding and people rambling and telling you their life story and blah, blah, and it just gets weird. So usually people do text message Q&As. But we didn't want to do that because that kind of loses the excitement of it.
Yeah.
And Alex was really adamant. We should do live Q&As. Fair enough. Ray Rock curates the Q&As.
Yeah.
So Ray Rock is going around and asking every single person questions and prioritizing the questions from people and almost going back and forth. So the first question was for Alex. The second question was for David Wood. Shout out to my guy, Jared from Heliocentric. He was there too. Jared asks Wood a question. Avery asks Alex a question. And that to me, when you guys see it, you will see, in my opinion, I think that was by far the most interesting.
That's what I've heard.
Part of the conversation.
I didn't see that part.
Okay. The first question, God Logic's first question, he takes him to Hebrews. And he should have seen this coming. Yeah. Because I took him to Hebrews the night before, and I was like, hey, this is cheating because you're doing debate prep with us at dinner. He takes him to Hebrews, and he basically gets Alex to concede that Jesus is claimed to be God Almighty in Hebrews. He gets Alex to concede that. Now, that wasn't David's argument.
Yeah.
The title of the debate was, did Jesus claim to be God? So you could say, well, on a technical standpoint, that wasn't within the framework of the debate. But he gets Alex to concede. Then there's another question for Wood from Heliocentric, and that was a good question as well. Shout out to Jared. And then there was a third question for Alex that took him to the Talmud, that took him to the Jewish literature. I can't say Talmud. I can't say the word.
Talmud.
And that was interesting. So the Q&A was spicy. Like the Q&A was good. The Q&A was good. So anyway, that's coming out Friday. I think we're going to put it out on the Blessed God Studios channel. I felt weird being up there moderating because I didn't really get a word in. I don't even know why I was up there. Maybe I should have been somewhere else.
You're moderating.
I'm moderating.
That's what you do. It's just there in case it gets spicy.
Yeah.
If it doesn't get spicy, then you don't end up doing much.
Yes.
But you're just checking in with David Wood. You good?
Yeah. So Apologia Center said, correct, Ruslan, but Alex brought up Hebrews. That's right. Alex did bring up. And again, so this is what I think Alex should have done. I told him this. I said, what you should have done is to kept the debate topic very myopic because the open discussion was very myopic. Instead, he opened it up. So if the title of the debate, if I'm coaching Alex, the title of the debate is, did Jesus claim to be God? I'm going to sit there and say, David Wood, you need to show me where Jesus claimed to be God.
Yeah.
And that's all we're going to talk about. I don't want to hear about the Old Testament. I don't want to hear about Hebrews. I don't want to hear about Paul. I don't want to hear about this verse. I don't want to hear about Philippians. Where did Jesus claim to be God?
Yeah.
That's what he should have done, in my opinion. He opened it up and went super broad. And I think
he started going to the Old Testament.
He went to the Old Testament, and he let David go to the Old Testament. He really could have went up there and said, "Hey, because I don't want to reveal David's angle to you guys, but it was a brilliant angle. He really could have went up and said, "Hey guys, the topic of the debate was, did Jesus claim to be God?" That was a great presentation by David Wood, and I appreciate all of the slides. But this isn't the parameter of the debate tonight, and that would have been like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't do that though. So I thought it was a great debate. It was a good debate. And I think there's a place for formal debates in a good faith environment where people, where I think Alex and Wood and everybody there really walks away as homies. Like that's how I felt.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's gonna be videos made about all this stuff. Alex and David are both gonna make videos, and well, this claim was this, and like all that's fine. But I think there's a time and a place for having formal debates with moderators, clocks, specific outlines like this. And I wish we would have had more open dialogue. And I wish David would have used more of the open dialogue. The open dialogue probably should have been like 45 minutes to an hour. Like that 30 minutes. 30 minutes.
Okay.
It wasn't long enough. And granted, we added this 2 weeks ago. We were planning to be out of there by 8:30 and let people go have dinner after The Chosen, because we did The Chosen premiere.
But we just squeeze them in?
Yeah, we had to squeeze it in because it's like, these opportunities come around every once in a perfect world, we would do debate on night one. We do debate on worldview apologetics night.
And Arthur said this is one of the best debates he has seen in the last 10 years. Respectful and well done.
Yeah, it was respectful. And again, I want to create an environment where people from outside of our groups step in, and I know this is going to sound cheesy to some of you guys, but like feel loved and welcomed.
Oh, just dunk on atheists, Ruslan.
There's a time and a place for that.
Hey.
But if we set the example and say, hey, Alex, for the next 3 days, this is gonna be very controversial. Hey, you belong with the church.
Come on.
You belong with the church. Hey, Jared from Heliocentric, for the next 2 days, you belong with the church. Hey, Jacob, who's an LDS apologist, we love you, bro. And we're gonna do life with you, and we're gonna break bread with you, and we're gonna enjoy our company. Like, I think there's something to that.
I agree.
And I think that is often a bigger testament than winning an argument or winning a debate.
Yeah, I wonder if because Jared, I walk into the speakers lounge and Jared's sitting there with another gentleman, Inspiring Philosophy co-host.
Yeah, Than.
And Than's like picking at arguments and they're going back and forth. And I was like, yo, Jared, thank you for just hanging out. And he was just down to have all the conversations, which is like inevitable when you're the atheist at the thing. But I don't think he felt pushed or anything like that. And it was literally just like, yeah, man, like we all think you're wrong. And we think we have really good arguments. And you're probably in the best spot to actually get some of the best arguments.
Yeah.
But besides arguments, it's like, hey, I don't know what your past was with Christians, but this is probably one of the best spots to just meet some normal Christians.
Right?
Like
yeah.
Like you might have had some weird experiences. These are just some normal dudes. Like we all like tech. We all like camera stuff. We all have the same interests, And then you're just on different sides of the aisle. I think it was really cool to hang out and have the different dynamics there.
I don't think it was corny. Like I don't think it was contrived or fake. Like I think people genuinely love those dudes, and I love those. Like I like Jared's like the homie. Like I text with Jared like a couple times a week.
Yeah,
I think me and Alex hit it off, and that could have not happened.
I forget Jared's an atheist.
Yeah, right. Because
Come on,
like me and Alex hit it off, which I wasn't sure because of the thumbnails and all that sort of stuff. Like, is he gonna like us? Is he gonna feel away? And he rolled with the punches, man. He was a good dude. Come to the next Bless God Summit. Go to blessgodsummit.com. Get on the wait list. We will do some sort of debate the next time.
Yeah,
it's a
good staple to have, huh? Like, hey, let's just...
It'll probably be on night one. It'll be on night one, which will be a lighter night next time. We'll still do like the apologetics theme stuff, but we will do it, and we'll do it on night one the next time. So
yeah,
I think it's totally a good staple to have.
What was cool is that his last minute too. Neil recommended. He's like, you guys need to have like some sort of like pay-per-view something to get more people there.
Yeah,
and then it's like, oh, it's really funny that it ended up working out that way, and it does add a nice layer to a controversial piece of entertainment versus the live music entertainment and Dustin's performance.
Nuts. Yeah, Dustin Savella.
I mean, this was like a good conference. It just wasn't a sleeper. There was layers, and there was performers and entertainment and food and chill time. Man, it was great.
Yeah. So we're gonna do another one. I want to keep it on the West Coast. I want to keep it local to my church. And I want to keep it local to our church. I want to keep it here. You guys don't understand what you're missing out by not coming here. Like I understand, like, oh man, like flights, a $300 conference. We're gonna try to get that price down for you guys.
So you're when Tyler says Dallas, or
I think we can go to Dallas and crush. And I'm open to going to Dallas.
But it's not necessarily about crushing.
But not at the expense of like not doing one here.